Hello guys, this is Moses Jaya Raj. This video about Arthur Jones' journal, Improving Functional Ability in Any Sports, extracted information from Nautilus Journal, improved function of one of the Nautilus athletic journals from his library. You can find that in internet, Google. See, this is that journal Improving Functional Ability. This is one of my favorite in some of the Arthur Jones. See, he is Arthur Jones. He is inventor of Nautilus and Hammersmith machine and Medex, and he also he did a lot of work. He has a lot of expertise in medical sciences and sports and in filmmaking and in the animals, and he is also father of intensity exercise. Nowadays, people are knowing him through Mike Mansell. Mike Mansell is died, and Arthur Jones is also died. But if you pass the knowledge to the people, people will remember you. We know Aristotle, Socrates, the more than them, Moses, Christ Jesus, Solomon. If we pass information to the people, we will remember them. This is slide number 5. 5 factors of performance which he explained, that I took as a base to know about body proportions, and I went and searched for my God's making of fastest animals. See, through the picture of your what you believe, that's how you behave, that's how you see the world. Through your beliefs you will see the world. Every person has that perspective of seeing things, origin and the end of the world. So some people see through their religion, some people see through the evolution, and some people see through the Bible creation. There are many people who are creationists. I'm one of them. Everything I see through Christ Jesus, and see through the Bible creation origin through the Genesis, flood, and these things. I am an anger creationist. So how my God did all these things, when I saw those things, I observed, and I observed the fastest animals. This became much useful for me. So 5 factors of human performance, he is explaining about any sport. If you want to develop any sport, human the things that influence human performance are 5, which he explained according to him: body proportions, neurological efficiency, cardiovascular ability, skill, and muscular strength. See, he said some of the things are supportive in nature. First 4 are supportive in nature, and the rest of the things, like bodily proportion, neurological efficiency, cardiovascular ability, skill, I mean body proportions, neurological efficiency, cardiovascular ability, skill. These 4 things are you can't able to change. They support you, but muscular strength, this was the main thing what he said. That was true, but I don't think you can't able to change those factors unless you born with defective and disabilities. Even though you born with certain disabilities, we can see people who are facing against the odd and changing all the things in the human history. Muscular strength is productive. He believed only muscular strength. Yeah, that is right. Muscular strength is productive if you if you develop the right body proportion, then it is productive. If not, it is not productive, in my opinion. So proper muscular development is involved. Like, as I said, you have to increase iliopsoas muscles and lower back muscles, that will flex the hip. and extend the hip, because hip joint is a third class bodily leverage. If you put more and more amount of weight, whether it may be, even though it may be muscular weight, it will become a burden to the leverage. I mean, it'll, yeah, it demands more effort for rotation turnover. See, that's the reason, even though bodybuilders have bigger muscles, they can't able to sprint faster like sprinters. Even distance runners overtake them. The reason is that you need muscles in the right places, and you have to take the away the muscles in unnecessary places. That is where it plays the key role. These body proportions or body leverages plays the key role. Two factors: genetic proportions and neurology. He said three improvable skills are skill, cardio, and strength. What he said is skill, cardio, and strength. Even though you have to perform muscular activity in order to involve this, and mental and muscular with the muscles, you have to perform this in order to learn. By training those things with right structuring and program, that he failed to learn at that time, body proportions and neurological, improving the neurological ability. You can able to train that by taking away the mass in unnecessary area and putting the mass in the necessary area, which is muscle mass. I was telling, it's about the right bodily leverages in order to run faster or swim faster or any sport like gymnastics or anything else. So body proportions and neurological efficiency with right structuring program, you can able to develop by repetition, more repetition with light weights and moderate weights, different types of intensity. Doing that, you can able to be a skinny strong. He said two factors are genetic. I don't think so. Even though you are born with certain genetic conditions, you are unless you are not a normal man, you have to worry. See, first check whether you can able to do it or not. I am the person who never believed the statements like athletes are born but not made, and you need certain amount of fibers, type of fibers in order to run faster. That's why even though I was not even I doesn't have a district medal, 11 years I stayed in this field, because I won't quit, because I won't believe the lies. That's why I was here. I was breaking, my God helping me to break through these barriers, and I was coming forward, and God giving me his wisdom and providing his wisdom. Like he said, directly only muscles are trainable. You have to train with your muscles, with the repetition of the tasks. Through the movement you can learn movement of your joints, muscles, and bones. Mainly muscles perform the work. Through that you have to, with right structuring body, uh, you have to build these body proportions, and then with different multiple intensities and high amount of work load with low intensity, and changing the intensities throughout the time, giving body different intensities and repetitions. And one of that is greasing the groove, and my method is changing different intensity and training only certain skill in order to develop faster. So that's my kind of training method. And cardiovascular ability through aerobic training and certain amount of, and even anaerobic training lifts certain amount, increases certain amount of cardiovascular vascular ability. But mostly you will build that aerobic respiratory and volume of oxygen consumption. All these things you will develop through low intensity high volume, which was like wind, which he said. We call it zone 1, lt1, lt2 threshold, not threshold, lt1, lt2 zones. Very low intensity long duration exercises will build the this cardiovascular ability. When it comes to technique skill, you you have to be a beginner, whatever age you may be. You have to go and learn, and through over time building that strength, you can able to perform better in skill. By you will develop that skill. And muscular strength, here muscular strength is definitely you will build that through anaerobic training, through lifting and high intensity training, which he said. But there is some flaws in his theory. If anyone has doubts on it, definitely I will explain. In previous video I explained those things also. See, if you see the fastest animals, they have some body proportions. See, he said about body proportions, but he failed to understand these body proportions. He trained all the body parts in total conditioning, maybe because they were football players, but even volleyball players also, he trained all body parts. I don't think that is necessary. That will build a blocky texture, sorry, blocky physique. If you can observe here, these animals have skinnier legs, super skinnier legs. My goal is to, when I go to 58 kilos, see, I want to build my thighs and calves at this size. This is what I was telling you from the beginning. See, if you take hip flexors and extensors, iliopsoas and flexors and extensors muscles, this is those things. This is where the control is there. This is where the effort is. You will put that effort. That's why these animals are faster. This was basic physics. You can also apply it. See, universal laws will applicable to almost every person on this planet Earth. You can apply it and you can succeed in it. See how big they are. We cannot able to understand how big they are if we see them alone. If you see with the group of hunters, they hunted the pronghorn antelope. You can see here they hunted the pronghorn antelope. In comparison, these things were very smaller than even the human legs. You can see that in the next slide. See, you can see here how much skinnier they are. I rounded up here. This is that. How much skinnier they are compared to the human thigh. See, this much skinny you need. Skinnier legs you need in order to be the better athlete. This much skinnier you need. But today's runners and even professional athletes in this modern history, they failed to uh, produce these proportions. They hasn't learned from the nature. the, these animals are much faster than we are. You can also see the cheetah and pronghorn, gazelle, antelope, many antelopes uh, are with this kind of skinnier physique, skinnier legs, and on the top of the top they builded the muzzle. You have to muzzle at this place. Like when it comes to humans, you have to develop that and at iliopsoas and lower back and top glute muscles, hip flexors and extensors. That where the fastest turnover will produce. Firstly, taking away the unnecessary weight is beneficial. That will demand a less amount that produces a lot of speed. From there you can able to put on more and more muscle mass that will even break the animal's limits. See, now people say come with the debate, slow twitch and fast twitch fibers, bro. These all of this is doesn't necessary. You need slow twitch and fast twitch. See, this cheetah runs 120 kph and this runs 100 kilometers. It runs almost 1 km to 500 meters. It runs 1 km with that maximum speed. With 50 kilometer speed, it can able to run like 100 kilometers. See, who cares if you are running at that speed, slow twitch and fast twitch at 100 kilometers, up to 100 kilometers at 50 kph speed. That much endurance it has. Who cares, man? That was much more faster than human limit. See, observe them and learn from the God. That is the better that I will say. So neglect of strength training in olden days, not olden days, 40 years back. In 1980s, people in 1960s and 70s, earlier sprinters feared to do weight training. Strength often neglected due to fear, misunderstanding, and strength often neglect due to fear, misunderstanding, and stronger muscles. But in reality, stronger muscles increase speed, function, flexibility, and functional ability. Yeah, stronger muscles improve flexibility. That will development of antagonist and agonist muscles allows to for a greater range of uh, joint movement and opening of the joint, flexion and extension. See, if you are training iliopsoas and lower back muscles, chances of you, if you are stronger in those muscles and evenly developed, if you are evenly developed, chances of you doing uh, front splits will be higher if you go for a full range. So definitely the development of flexibility will be higher with proper strength training. And people used to have this misunderstanding. If you train your do strength training, you will build that blocky muscles and tight muscles, which in the interview, the first runner who ran 44 sub 44 seconds, 43 point change, 43 seconds, he is Lee Evans. I was writing with mouse, that's why my writing is awful, but my in reality I write, have a good writing with pen. So Lee Vance in his interview said Tommy Smith and all these people never weight ran, but people after that came did weight training in the 80s and 90s. See what they did. They did wrong exercises, ended up doing squats, deadlifts, snatch, clean, and jerk. These are the wrong movements. As I previously said, they will develop the wrong body proportions. There is certainly you have to safely understand brief, infrequent, high intensity. This was also advocated by Mike Manzer. These principles are mainly Arthur Jones principles. These were better for peak training. Definitely not right. Not right for overall conditioning and development. It's not good for development. It's not good. It's not good for development. It's good for peak performances. Training to momentary muscular failure. Grinding the reps. You can understand why Mike Menzer and Radu Antonio, the YouTubers, won't grind the reps, because I won't grind the reps. Grinding the reps means pushing too much at the end of the reps. Leave those 1 or 2 reps in reserve, or else you ended up getting sick. You will get diarrhea, vomitings, and you will get fever. I 4 times I got in 2 years. See, you gradually increase, and you will ended up getting sick. The reason for that, this high intensity is dangerous. You have to perform when it is required. And she recommended 3 times weekly, but God suggested train 6 days in a week and take 7th day rest. So for that, you have to train with different intensities, not with high intensity. You have to, sometimes you have to perform with 30% intensity, You have to perform with 70% intensity, 50% intensity, 90% intensity, and 95% intensity. So that's how you have to do. This will avoid that water buildup in muscle circulation of that water buildup, and creates the safe and healthy environment. See how that's how Lee Haney trained. Lee Haney is a bodybuilder. Lee Haney. See, learn from all these people and apply the right to your life. And he is 8-time Mr. Olympia winner. 8-time Olympia. Mr. Olympia winner. He is 8-time Mr. Olympia winner. He said stimulate, not annihilate. That's the main you have to apply. See, learn from every person in certain field in the sports, and apply it, and take the good and take away the harmful things. And last slide, full range exercise. I recommend, it was right. Slow controlled movements with pauses. This is when it was needed, you have to perform it. Right now I was almost doing slow controlled rep. I was not doing any isometric pauses. Regularly you never have to train with this type of training. One set to failure usually enough. Yeah, I was but not failure. One set is enough. One set is usually enough. I don't recommend failure. Don't go to failure. That is dangerous. Really dangerous. So if you won't believe me, say this guy doesn't know anything. I do what he is greatest scientist, and he invented a lot. So okay, I was a bigger fan to Arthur Jones and Mike Spencer. You can go and use those principles in life and apply it, and you will understand what I was saying. See, ideation without execution is worthless. Apply it and learn through the practical experience. I learned that, and I'm saying that that is dangerous. See, they have much better principles. But throughout the journey of learning through high intensity and Colorado experiment, and Colorado and total conditioning project, total conditioning, I learned a lot of things, literally a lot of things, how to train and how not to train. And see, God gave Bible as a basic instructions before leaving the earth. Whatever field of life you want to become success, see, learn this learn from the Bible. See, if you whosoever searches they will find. Oh, that's what Jesus Christ said. You will go and learn from that.